Cybersecurity is so easily ignored by the very people who are most responsible for it, the most powerful force you have in preventing a breach. Training doesn't have to be technical to be effective, and it certainly can't be boring if you want your audience to listen. To be truly useful, a main stage cybersecurity presentation needs to be relevant to your audience in a very personal way. It has to be entertaining to keep them engaged, and it must be memorable and actionable if you want them to move beyond traditional awareness and into actual forward progress. Human beings are the greatest asset in the fight against cybercrime, but you have to treat them that way. This presentation is aimed at every executive, every employee, every audience member who needs to be re-energized about creating a lasting culture of security inside of the organization. I promise to make it fun and fruitful. Give me a call directly to talk about how I will customize it for your audience. Have you inventoried your data so that you know where the crown jewels live? Are they sitting unprotected on an employee's Dropbox account? If you're in manufacturing, have you accounted for the 94% of attacks that are aimed at your intellectual property, that are part of corporate espionage, not personally identifying information like in the financial industry? You have to look at the specifics. The greatest flaw in security isn't knowing what the threats are. The greatest flaw is in not knowing how to prioritize your attack, not basing it on the industry you're in, the data that you house. So if you're in manufacturing or government, have you accounted for the fact that 94% of the attacks coming at you are not for personally identifying information like they would be in financial services? They're going after corporate espionage. They're going after your intellectual property. You have to think specifically through this. I think we've got Verizon in the room. Verizon does these studies every year, the 2017 DBIR, Data Breach Incident Report, that goes through industry by industry, and it tells you, listen, you're in retail, here's your first threat, your second, your third. It helps you prioritize. So what I've done is I've created this hacker's blacklist for you that highlights what I consider to be 7 universal threats that all of you face that are at the top of the list. They're the most critical ones, so that you can go back. This isn't about knowing it all. You don't have to know it at all. This is about having conversations, the right conversations with the right people inside of the organization. This is often about reporting up to the CSO, to the CEO, and asking the right questions. And before we finish today, I'm going to give you 7 questions that I would have you go back and ask your people to make sure that you're on target.